His technique was flawless. I wanted to make sure.
There are moments in the story of sports when two worlds collide. When the brilliance of one game, defined by its legends and its myths, reaches across the boundary to recognize greatness in another. Few athletes in history carried the kind of reverence, the kind of authority, to make such declarations meaningful. Kobe Bryant was one of them. His words were not casual. They were declarations carved into marble, echoing with the weight of his legacy. When he spoke, the world listened. And when he looked across the WNBA, he did not see shadows of his own game. He saw brilliance. He saw fire. He saw warriors whose battles deserved the same stage, the same spotlight, and the same admiration. And as he neared the twilight of his life, Kobe Bryant revealed something powerful. 5 women in the WNBA whose games he admired most. It is a story not only about the respect of one of the greatest men ever to touch a basketball, but about the enduring bridge he built between men's and women's basketball. This is the story of the 5 WNBA players Kobe Bryant liked most, and why. Number 1. Diana Taurasi. For Kobe Bryant, admiration was never given lightly. It was earned. And among the women who commanded his respect, one name always stood above: Diana Taurasi. Known as the White Mamba, she was not just a friend of Kobe's, but a mirror of his relentless drive. From her days at UConn under Gino Auriemma to her dominance in Phoenix, Taurasi carried the same obsession, the same cold-blooded instinct to destroy her opponents. Kobe admired her not only for her skill but for her mentality. He once called her the toughest competitor I know, words that revealed the depth of his admiration. Their bond was profound, not of casual friendship but of shared fire. Taurasi attacked the game the way Kobe did, unapologetically, with a hunger that bordered on ruthless. He loved her creativity, her ability to dominate as both a scorer and a playmaker, and her refusal to bend under pressure. To Kobe, Diana Taurasi was proof that the WNBA housed killers, legends, architects of greatness in their own right. He saw in her the embodiment of everything he valued: fearlessness, artistry, and the will to win. Number 2. Maya Moore. If Taurasi was Kobe's mirror in competitive spirit, Maya Moore represented something else, destiny fulfilled. When Kobe watched Maya Moore, he saw inevitability, the quiet storm, the elegant dominance. At UConn, she was untouchable, and in the WNBA, she became a symbol of perfection. Kobe once said that Maya Moore was the greatest winner in basketball, a statement that transcended gender. Her ability to control games with balance and grace captivated him. She was not loud, not flashy in the way others were, but her dominance was absolute. To Kobe, her presence on the court was like a general on a battlefield, commanding respect with poise rather than fury. He liked her not just for her titles, not just for the victories, but for the completeness of her game. Her defense, her versatility, her ability to rise in the biggest moments. It was everything Kobe had built his career upon. And in Moore, he found a player who could sustain those principles on a different stage. To him, she was not a star of the women's game. She was simply a star, one of the brightest to ever step on the hardwood. Number 3. Candace Parker. With Candace Parker, Kobe Bryant saw a revolution. From her high school dominance to her national titles at Tennessee, she entered the WNBA as a force of nature, and Kobe respected that transition. He admired her versatility, her ability to play like a guard in a forward's body. Parker was elegance fused with ferocity, a player who could rebound, pass, defend, and score with equal brilliance. Kobe had spoken glowingly of her game, once telling interviewers that Parker brought something new to basketball. And indeed, she did. To him, she represented evolution, proof that the game was shifting, that new generations could break molds and rewrite expectations. Parker's intelligence on the floor fascinated him. She played with an IQ that allowed her to anticipate moments before they unfolded, a trait Kobe himself prided on. What he liked most was her balance, the way she could dominate without appearing reckless, the way she controlled tempo like a master conductor. In Parker, Kobe recognized something rare, a player who could have thrived in any era, under any rule, against any opponent. She was not simply one of his favorites. She was a standard bearer for the future. Number 4. Breanna Stewart. By the time Breanna Stewart entered the WNBA, Kobe Bryant had already retired. Yet his admiration for her was immediate, and it ran deep. Stewart carried the aura of inevitability, having won 4 national championships at UConn. She entered the professional stage not as a question mark but as a certainty. Kobe liked her for her ambition, for her refusal to settle even after conquering everything in college. He studied her game and spoke highly of her potential, calling her a killer in the making. Stewart's length, her shooting, her versatility reminded Kobe of what basketball was becoming, a positionless game ruled by those who could do everything. He admired her relentless work ethic, her ability to step into the WNBA and command respect instantly. What fascinated Kobe most was her poise under expectation. Few athletes carried such heavy crowns at such a young age, yet Stewart wore hers with quiet confidence. To Kobe, that was the mark of greatness. He liked her not because she had already arrived, but because she was still climbing, still hungry, still chasing immortality. Number 5. Arike Ogunbowale. If Stewart represented the future polished and refined, Arike Ogunbowale was the future raw and electric. Kobe Bryant loved stories of underdogs, of young players who seized moments the world thought too big for them. And in Arike, he found one of those stories. Her back-to-back game-winning shots in the 2018 NCAA tournament stunned the basketball world, and Kobe noticed. He reached out to her, praising her clutch mentality, calling her fearless. What Kobe liked most about Ogunbowale was her audacity. She did not wait for permission to shine. She took it. She had the kind of confidence that could not be taught, the kind Kobe had always carried. He liked her ability to live for the biggest moments, to embrace pressure rather than fear it. To him, she was proof that greatness could emerge suddenly, violently, from places no one expected. She was young, but she was already a legend in the making. And Kobe, with his keen eye for future icons, recognized it instantly. Together, these 5 women represented more than just names on a list. They were warriors Kobe Bryant respected, champions whose fire matched his own. His admiration was not a gesture. It was a bridge. Kobe spent his final years advocating for the WNBA, coaching his daughter Diana, and showing the world that greatness had no gender. He wanted people to see what he saw, to look beyond the labels and witness brilliance for what it was. In Diana Taurasi, he saw the relentless spirit. In Maya Moore, he saw destiny. In Candace Parker, he saw revolution. In Breanna Stewart, he saw the future. In Arike Ogunbowale, he saw fearlessness.